We welcome you all for today's Corporate Connect. Today we will have a very interesting session on essential competencies for early managers. Competencies forms a part of vital knowledge, skills, and abilities for an individual career field, which acts as a critical factor to perform effectively in any organization. To know more about this, we have Mr. Bharatkumar Mewada, former training head of Piramal Glass and former DGM of Mahindra and Mahindra with us today. We welcome you, sir. I
Thank you.
welcome I welcome our director, Dr. AGB Narayanan, for today's Corporate Connect. Also, I welcome all the faculty members, students, and all the participants for today's Corporate Connect. Once again, I welcome you all. Have a nice day. Now, I invite Varsha of First MBA to introduce the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Mr.
Morning.
Bharatkumar Mewada has rich experience in areas of HR, learning and development, operation management, manufacturing, quality, manufacturing excellence, TQM and TPM. During his professional career, he has served reputed organizations like Mahindra and Mahindra, L&T, Piramal Group, Klockner Windsor and Elecon. He is a national award winner in the area of T&D and Quality. Mr. Bharat is a HR professional having academic background in management and engineering. Very recently, he has handled assignments in HR domain like talent development, talent acquisition, worldwide training, competency building, digitalization of technical course and LMS. He has expertise in the areas of soft skill, managerial, manufacturing and quality, excellence and technical training. He has conducted more than 350 training programs and trained 5,500 plus employees in cadre of senior management, officers, supervisors and workers. The focus area of employee training are worker development, supervisor development, managerial development, time and stress management, manufacturing excellence, quality improvement, customer orientation, TQM, TPM, GMP, ISO, communication and presentation skill. Now I request the speaker to take over the section.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you, Dr. Narayan, Dr. Director, as well as Dr. Savitri and Professor Sriraman for inviting me on this. I thank Vedarshini and Varsha also for introducing me. So it is my pleasure to be here with you all to conduct this session on the competency for beginning or aspiring managers. So this is a very unique subject, and let me first share my presentation, and then we'll start our delivering talk. Yeah. Is it?
Perfect, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. So this is already introduced, so I will not go in the detail. So let us go to the next. I work with the company Mahindra Mahindra, L&T, Piramal, and all that you have already. I also recruited more than 500 candidates, campus and lateral recruitment at L&T and Mahindra. And competency building, basically, I did extensive work project for 2 years at Mahindra and Mahindra for automotive sector. Automotive sector is having a 5 plant and more than 15,000 employees and about 5,000 officers. So I did basically functional competency directive development, which was very unique in the India for automotive sector, which I started pioneered with working with the people, I think shop people, and made a very good directory for functional competency. So what is that? I will also explain you in detail. But because of that assignment, I got a lot of appreciation from my management, earlier management, and the HR fraternity was very much happy to get that directory, which can be utilized for various functions for training, PMS, talent development, all that. So that was the good thing I did, and I wanted to share the same experience to you, so you will be excited to know this and learn this. That was the things. Yeah. So here, uh, what we'll learn now, because as a if you are joining me here now, then you'll have some questions that why this is why I should learn this thing. Any students would have definitely in the mind that why I should learn essential competency early manager. What is the purpose of learning at this stage? And what is this? Essential competencies, what is this? And how should I develop this? So there are three basic questions will come in mind. And this is the flow which I am also going to present now. Why it is required, what is in, and how. Please feel comfortable. And you can also, we'll have about 40-45 minutes presentation or talk. And then after 40-45 minutes, we'll have a 15-20-25 minutes session on interaction, or any questions are there, I am available for with you. So feel free to jot down in your diary whenever you want. And then we can ask me at the end of the presentation. I hope this is okay to all. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, so why essential competencies for early managers? Why? Let us why it is required for me? Why it is required for me to learn also right now? Because this will set direction for your career. Let me tell you, if you know what is required for the future, you will be clear. You will have clear plan. You have clear path and all that. So let us understand why this is required to know. So first thing is, let us get the answer of why. To know what is expected from you. Once you get hired in any organization, you as a person, you should know what is expected from you. That answers will get answered from if you know the essential competencies. Second thing, it aligns you with the organizational vision, mission and values. If you know what is expected, it get immediately aligned with organizational vision, mission and values, and it will be easier for you to get onboarded in the organization. It also establishes linkage with the performance management systems. If you know the competencies, what is required for the job to perform, or what is for at the entry level, it will set a better linkage with PMS. You will have more role clarity. What is expected from you, it is clear. Then role clarity will be there, and what is required for organizational development will be very clear, and you will perform the role also accordingly. And you will have a better engagement in the job. You create higher engagement since you know what is expected from you, and your linkage is proper. You are aligning with organizational values. You are clear about job, so you will feel happy about your work. You get satisfaction also very early. So this is the important slide, because if you know the competencies required for managers, this is very, very important to know. Okay. Now, let us see what is in that competencies. So second questions I am now answering. So competencies is a basic underlying characteristics of person which enables him or her to deliver superior performance in a given job, role or situation. Now this is the definition which is given in the web also, as well as it is a standard in the books also. So it is one set of competencies. Now what is underlying characteristics of person? It shows the pattern of thoughts, feelings and behavior. So if what I mean to say, if your underlying thoughts, pattern and feelings is inclined to do certain work, and it are doing different job, then you will not be better engaged in any organization. Okay. What I mean to say, while deciding a career, it is very important you should know what your likes and dislikes. If you understand your likes, and then you start studying and start the employment, then you will feel your job more satisfied, and you'll enjoy the job and your life also. So in competency is also underlying characteristic of person which enable him or deliver superior performance given job or role or situation. What I mean to say, the competency get derived from the underlying characteristic of person. Now, what is that underlying characteristic of person? I am going to show you in the next slide. What is underlying? Because see, this is the iceberg which is famous. Normally the competency derived from knowledge, skill, and behavior, attitude, and there are motives, value, traits, and self-concept inside. But the people see only behavior. Hello.
Sir, yes. Sir, I think he got disconnected, sir. He should come back.
Yeah.
Individual participant, I think speaker has got disconnected. He will join.
So many students are absent, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Please note down. Yeah. Give me the list of absentees, Sri
Yes.
Raman.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please. Can you give him a call and find out?
I'll just check it out, sir. Just a minute.
Please.
Sir, he's joining back. There is some net problem, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, guest is joined, sir. Bharat, sir, you will have to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect, sir.
Sorry, that was some power failure was there in between, so I could not. Yeah.
Okay. No
Yeah,
issues. Yeah.
sorry. I'll share now the things.
So I think again we have lost himself. Participant, just hold on. I think there is some technical glitch at his end. He's joining back.
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry for this technical issue.
Oh, no issues. You got the access, sir. You can share this.
Yeah. So we'll continue now.
Perfect. Visible,
I'm
sir.
very extremely sorry because of some power issue in
No issues.
Gujarat.
No issues, sir. No issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are here. What is that required to understand essential competence for early managers? So it is basically competencies, underlying characteristics of a person which enables him or her to deliver superior performance in a given job or role or situation. Very important definition. Looking at definition, we will going to what is underlying characteristics of a person. So in any person, if you see while working in a job, any type of job which shows the observable behavior, but that behavior we see is basically derived from his knowledge, attitude, and skills, his own motives, value, traits, self-confidence. It's all the four, which is this iceberg, which is hidden part. If he has good knowledge, behavior also be accordingly. People observe him. Attitudes, very much observable. Skill, people observe in the competency, how much, what is the skill, because is the what competency is basically the person, other person see in him. That is a competence, whether skill is good or not, attitude is good or not, knowledge is good or not. There are various levels which people are getting calibrated on this. So that is a base competency. If you see, the life is made of perceptions. If the perception is the reality, perception is good about the person, knowledge, attitude, skill, then his performance is all good, and he will be rated also good, potential also good. So life is made of all behaviors which is being observable by the public, by the seniors, by the colleagues. So based on the own knowledge, attitude, school, his own motives, what is value driving, accordingly his behavior get exhibited to the various people. So in competency, if a person having a good knowledge, attitude, skill based on his own experience, then he will have a good impression, good image among the people, and he will grow also fast. So what are the other what are the competency which get bundled out of knowledge attitude? They will see also in next slides. So competency are mainly as inputs. This is what I'm telling. Observable behavior by the people, what you are exhibiting, that is the competencies. Now competency derived from knowledge, skill, and attitude that we have seen in earlier slides. And it consists of cluster of knowledge, attitude, and skills that affect individual ability to perform better. So this is what competence is. What we have seen is what Why it is required, you have seen. This is what part, right? Next. So for essential competent early managers, we have seen knowledge, skill, and attitude or aptitude, and that get exhibited knowledge from the cognitive domain relates to information. Whatever knowledge, a finance person will have a knowledge of bookkeeping, account, commerce, and all that. Engineering person will have knowledge of various machines, method, tools, and all that. And any design person will have various knowledge of IT related software and all that. So the knowledge is one of the part in which come from the cognitive area. Set of skills, it relates to the ability to do, physical domain, basically ability to do certain thing, ability to execute, ability to interpret, and ability to analyze, ability to communicate. These are the skill set which is also forming competencies. Third area is attribute, which relates to the qualitative aspect, which is personal characteristics, like the interpersonal skill. It is personal characteristics. Okay, so these are the personal characteristics of traits, working with a team. So these are all attributes that forms the competency and makes the person outstanding. It becomes outstanding performance for the organization. He performs better tasks. So this cluster makes a competency. And there are various competencies. There is a bundle of, there is a model of competencies. This is, in every competency, knowledge, skill, and attribute is required to be narrated in that competency. And a person who is looking what is expected from me in this company, that he has to refer the competencies of that organization, including organization values and all the things. So for early manager, competencies required, the broad categories are generic competencies, managerial competencies, and functional and the technical competencies. Okay, we'll see what are the required in general competencies, managerial competencies, and functional competencies. In generic competencies, which are considered essential for all employees for functional level, that is communication, initiative, listening, and all that. These are the various things required for any general competence. This is required for all the people. And this is implied, and it is not stated. This is implied in every person. It has to be. If you want a good manager, this is implied. For managerial competencies, the competencies which are considered essential for employees to perform manager and supervisor role in a functional like director, senior post, and all that. Now, if you see the leadership, basically this is also called as a leadership competencies. So in leadership competencies, which suppose a person has to think globally, he has to handle the team, he has to lead the team from the front, and the working with many stakeholders, handling a plant, having a broader vision, handling a innovation. These are all managerial competencies. To grow in a, there are certain companies called as a leadership competencies also. Managerial competencies also derived as a leadership competencies. And there are a bundle of 7 to 8 competencies based on the organization value, because competencies come from organizational functions also. Various functions, various types of organization, it comes from various things. Any competency, the social, there are various sectors like service sectors, there are manufacturing sectors. So there are product orientation, there are process orientation organization. So based on the product and processes, the competency bundle get changed, and in each role also it get changed, because profession level required at each role are different. So that is why I'm explaining the leadership competencies also, there are profession levels, and it gets changed based on the types of product, types of organization, and the types of business, which segment they are operating. Normally in competencies, you start from the organization vision, values, and what are the what organization aiming in next 3 to 4 years or 5 years. So it start from the various vision of the organization, then become vision, and then becomes what is the next 2-3 years, lower milestone in the next 2-3 years, because long term to short term, and 3 years what they want to achieve, and that achievement get cascaded in various functions. what manufacturing has to do, what marketing has to do, what customer orientation has to do. So all these things get divided in various functions, and each functions, based on the functions, they decide the what are the role and level required, and each role what are the profession level required. So this is the hierarchy of the competency driving and performance management. In technical and functional competencies, specific competencies which are considered essential to perform any job in the organization with a defined technical and functional area of work, like finance, maintenance, design, environment, management, business. These are the role or job in which a person has to perform. These are technical job. Now, this also, each role, finance, suppose finance will have 2-3 competencies: working capital management, inventory management, okay, fund management. These are the 3 competencies, and each competency will define in each proficiency level, because fund management required to handle by the clerk and fund management to be handled by the general manager, both are in different proficiency level. So this is very extensive work required to be understood or required to be learned to understand the competency. Similarly, maintenance, chief manager has a different role in technical area than the junior engineer. Junior engineer has to know the technical things. What are the power failure? What is the compressor? What are very energy requirement? Maintenance techniques of various machines if in my manufacturing organization. And the maintenance manager have a different root cause analysis, problem solving ability, and all that required in maintenance manager. So what I mean to say here, just I'm giving briefing, that in any competency, the professional level required at various levels are different. So for entry level, a finance, that is what you are studying now. If finance, the all theory related to fund flow management, working capital management, commercial management, all things has to be very, very updated knowledge. It is required for perform a better job in the initial days. It may happen that the person joining an organization which not be handling the fund, which may be normal commerce, which may not handle only marketing, but we don't know which field we are entering. So we have to learn all the stream of the finance. And then we entered in the organization, they understand this is the requirement, so we'll have to go in detail then. So from that perspective, a person is joining an organization, they have to know, he or she has to know in this area, which are the competencies required for performing my role. Finance, what are the areas, which is domain expertise, and what are the behavioral expected from me, what are the observed behavior from me in this area, the newcomer has to learn. So these are other areas also: design, environment, management, business excellence, quality. I'm not explaining this, but these are the areas. Under each area, there may be 2-3 competencies which convert into definition, element, and then observed behavior at each proficiency level. What is proficiency level? It starts from the entry level to the general manager level or plant head level. So these are the various proficiency level. I'll show you one of the competency which we have made at Mahindra and Mahindra. So this is what I have already explained to you: generic competency, managerial competency, and functional competency. This is required for performing a role. This is just in the image form. So how to now develop this? Very important questions. Every student will have in mind that we have covered what is why competency required. Why competency required? Because we want to perform a job, we want to align with the organization. What is expected from me, that also I want to know. That is everybody should know. That is why you should learn what are the competencies required to perform a job at the entry level or the next level, although next to net, because for growth is a mantra for every employee. So he or she has to know wherever he is working. So that is first thing. Then we learn what is competency. So competency is underlying characteristic of a person to perform a job better. So for that, knowledge, skill, attitude required, and that comes from the which kind of role he's performing. So there again, it comes the generic competency, behavioral competency, and functional competencies, or behavior called leadership or manager competencies and functional competencies. So these three bundle, again, we have to understand that if I entered in the organization, there are general competencies like listening skill, communication, there are general competencies expected by everyone. Then leadership competency or manager competency. As a manager, what I'm expected to do? Should I know? I should be able to solve the problem of the people. I should work with a team. What kind of level proficiency I should achieve, that a person has to know. Third is the technical area, which I'm repeating. Technical or functional area is if working in the functional area like finance, then we should have good knowledge about finance. You should be able to deliver. You should be able to know. Cognitive knowledge has to very much good. You should be able to interpret the data and all things. So we have learned why competence required, what is required. Now we come to the how is required, right? Is it okay? Yeah. So in how part, the assessment of every managers, we have a detailed approach required. You should gather about information about the company, organization, or wherever you are going to work, about the company. What is the product? What is the process? What are the customers? What are the last 3 years their the growth plan? And what is next 3 years growth to be achieved? All things. What are the vision? All the organization. So the basic or fundamental information about the company you should know, and that you might be able to know very better from the sources. Sources, I mean to say, from the newspaper, more Google, from asking to people. And when you enter in the organization, you talk to the senior people, they will give a lot of things about when you have started organization, what is the product and all things. Then understanding the job position means if you are in entry level, there is no worry because you are entering in the job. But if you know the department we are entering, then you should know that which department, which function you are going to work. So understand job position. Then you collect the basic data on the job responsibility, what you are supposed to deliver. At the end of the day, what is expected from you. So that you have to deliver, and that you have to understand. Once you understand job description, then you also talk to HR or talk to people and study or interact with the people and review your JD. Once you understand job description, you note down in the paper what is the job expected from you. That becomes your JD. This is JD. And then at the end of the year or the end of the month or daily, what are the performance criteria? How they measure your performance? What are the deliverable expected based on the JD? If JD talks about that you should be able to utilize the working capital or the optimal utilize of working capital, then what is the present working capital? What is expected from where you are getting the working capital? And because of that, how the performance will get rated. So what are the matrices on which performance will get measured? That also a person has to understand. Though there is so much detail required in this any job business perform. You will be if you know this thing, you will be more engaged and people will appreciate also. That identify specific behaviors. Now, what is behavior expected from my job or my role? Whether how should I behave with the seniors, how to understand the seniors' behaviors and how to respond to them, how to make reaction. There are reactions required, not required. Many times you have to react also very nicely, because anytime it is not possible that you say yes, yes, yes. Unless you say what is intended by you, what is want to say something, then people will know you also. If you don't say anything, then people will not understand you also. So it is better to have your specific behavior again in top, how much you are taking initiatives, what is your inquiry level, whether you are able to resolve the conflict, or you are able to say, let us say, initiative, inquiry, advocate. Are you able to advocate your the things properly with the specific data? These are the behavior patterns, able to take initiatives, able to take advocate your with facts, figures, all things. Advocate, initiative, and behaviors. And then you list down top 10 competencies. So once you understand JD, understand the performance expected and what are the behavior expected, because behavior expected will become in the behavior area, performance will go in the knowledge skill area, JD will go in the knowledge acquisition area. So if you do this thing, then you'll able to bundle this in various job 10 competencies. Suppose JD talks about knowledge of the fund management. The performance will be the how the fund will be managed and what is the expected delivery. Fund to be minimized, working capital to minimize by 10%. And job behavior, specific behaviors mean minimization. You need to talk to bank holders. You need to talk to various stakeholders internally. And during that time, how much good behavior is exhibiting under pressure also, that will come. So if we later for by this example able to know, you will have a at least one competency like a fund management. I should know about the fund, ability to manage a fund, ability to talk to the bank holders, ability to leverage the various stakeholders for minimizing the wastages. And all things will come. And then behavior pattern also will come. So these are the will make bundle of competencies. Next slide. This is the competency model. Just I was explaining you. This is a broad line, which is just for framing any competency model. This is the requirement by the HR, basically not for you, but for your academic interest. I am showing you that for making a competency model, it has to vision, a short and long term goal, strategy and a value for organization must have. Then translating them into action, actualization through organized structure, roles, responsibility, and that there the competency required core competency, real competency, which fits into organized structure, and that gives the inputs for recruitment, training, development, manpower, the alignment with the organization, and all this. So this is just I am showing you for your understanding. Most of the organization will have this competency mapping model, and they will have competency each role. That is what I'm telling. If they don't have competency, you study the JD, job description, and become a role clarity first. Then we should start the job. Okay. This is what I am meant to say. This is HR tool for additional inputs for you. Now, if you see the alignment of HR systems, this is the competency model. This is additional information again, which is help for recruitment, performance management, and training development. And this is again compensation, which I already explained. This is compensation again based on the competency model. Person performing well, then he get compensated well. Performance is not good, then he may not compensated well. Person joining, if there are two persons joining the same organization, one person may go reach to general manager level or head level, and one person may not reach to that level. The difference is because of competency development. If he is not able to develop competency well, understanding organization requirement, values, and all that, he may not get developed, and he has to exhibit the behavior as per the competency model required for that organization. So alignment and role clarity becomes very important, and that is being derived by competencies only. So if we know the competency model and all that, then our role will be good. Assessing early managers, just I noted, this may not be the valid for all organization, all product and processes. However, for your academic interest, I have made this essential competencies for early managers list for you. In general competencies, communication skill, verbal and written, and working in a team, then interpersonal skill and IT skill, because the IT skill is also generic not in nowadays. IT skill comprise all digitalization or MS Office operation, all things comes in IT skill. These are the 4 generic skill required for early managers. And if you are entering any organization, any institutes, these are the 4 fundamental requirements. Okay. If you see the managerial, then you knowledge about organization, business, system, policy, product, and customers. You should know what is the policy, what is the product, what are the customers, what they expected. And managerial competence is systematic problem solving. As a manager, he has to resolve the conflicts of the people. He has to lead the team. He has to resolve the problems systematically, maybe quality circle way, quality systematic way. There are some problem may not be in reach also, but although he has to understand, he has to talk to people, he has to resolve the problem. People related problem, process related problem, product related problem, organization or student related problem. Then and then he can be a manager. So this is important competency. Risk-taking ability. So if a person become only silent, he doesn't able to take risks, then he cannot be a manager, good manager. So that is why any organization now wants risk-taking people. In risk-taking, there are positive things, but people learn from that thing. Risk-taking is important thing for learning also and for achieving goal and get satisfied. Global mindset, again, managerial competency, what is happening outside the world, where I should benchmark with my organization, and either world or outside nearby companies, which are the good companies, which are the good institute, whether I should able to map them, what are the various benchmarking available in that area. So in that area, the managerial competency required to be developed by the person. Not initially, but after 5-6 months, he has to think in direction, because this is just thought provoking. Then innovation led transformation. The person has to transform an organization, institute, or this thing, but as a manager, he has to also transfer innovatively. What are the innovations he has to do? I have also made the competency which shows about what is innovative transformation. I'll show you that as a sample. All these are available in the competency framework, but I'll show you one, the innovation-led transformation in next slides. In functional area, the functional demand, the finance, wherever expertise, operation that is required, and data analytic interpretation. This is very much important because all areas now, whether mechanical engineering or finance or fund or marketing, all that people, the expertise of data analytic interpretation required. And there are many courses happening now, digitalization, data analytics, how to interpret, because a lot of data available in the market now through the internet and through the various social channels. So this is a functional domain expertise required in future. Financial acumen. Any manager, any functional expert should know what is the cost of that business, cost of the function, cost of the department, cost of the person. So this is very important thing. As a supervisor or as an entry level, we should know what is the financial impact of my role, what is the financial impact of any function, and whether we are delivering to the organization or not. And customer centricity. Here I am talking about internal and external customer both. Basically, internal customer are our only the employees, but we should have delight them by our own behavior or being on knowledge and skill. Internal customer, maybe our seniors, juniors, our colleague, they are internal customers. Those who expect something from us, they are customers. Outside customer, also from the perspective what we are doing, we should know, we should keep in mind that yes, outside people is our immediate customer, and we should also fulfill their needs, otherwise we will not be surviving. So this is very important for any institute, for any organization. These are the thing required to be learned. So for essential for early managers, those who are entering in any institutes, they should keep in these 3 minds. In generic, these things they should get developed. Managerial also, these 5 things they should know, and functional also they should develop their 4 things, and they should work achieving this thing. Then they will be a good competent people for the future. This is just our telling innovation led transformation, one competency is an example for you.
Sorry for the interruption. Can you just reshare the screen, sir? There is a pop-up which keeps coming then and there on the screen.
Okay.
Reshare it. I think that should get.
Okay. I will reshare. I will stop sharing. I will be sharing. Okay.
Where is it coming from, Sriraman? Any idea?
Sir must have kept opened any other window.
Okay.
Okay. No, I have
just gets crossed over.
Is it okay now?
It is okay, sir. Better,
Sir, is it
Better.
okay?
Better, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. It is good you have talked to me. Yeah. So this is a competency innovation led transformation for any organization which I made. So what it define? There is a this their definition. Then second block on the right hand side is elements. Then the the third row is called proficiency level. From level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll see first table, then we'll go in detail. So point level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the level. First level is for entry level. And last level is for the plant head or GM level or the head level. Okay. So this and second, third, fourth, the middle management. And the bottom part is enabling behavior, disabling behavior. For innovation-led transformation, what are the enabling behavior and what is disabling behavior given over here. Now let us go to top. So this is the competency. Basically number 3 is given from my side because we have another competencies also, but I wanted to give because this is common competency for everywhere now. So this I am just explaining you. You will understand what is the level of work required in defining competencies. And our earlier, the young manager also understand the how to know the competency level and proficiency level and how to perform accordingly. That is why my purpose is showing this thing. The definition is to able to challenge the status quo, think out of the box, and come out with the new and feasible solutions. Leverage is innovation as an opportunity to lead change and transformation. This is a definition of innovation-led transformation derived from the organizational values, because every organization has different values. Innovation-led transformation, innovation was one of the values derived by the organization. So this has come into managerial criteria. So from that, elements have been derived on the right hand side. The person, openness, flexibility, influenceability, creativity, innovations, continuous improvement and risk taking. These are elements derived from definition, because these elements has to have in the person, then it can be an innovator or it can transform things. In professional level, these all elements, 5 elements, more or less covered in the professional level up to 5. Okay. So in first level, a person who is entering the organization, he must be curious to discuss new things and tries to understand change by seeking relevant information. So this is entry level requirement. For going to second level, that is the assistant manager level, professional level 2. Just I am reading it because for your benefit, just I am reading you so we make more clear. Professional level 2 will be researching all available sources to identify trends, opportunity and problems and implement change in own work environment consistent with organization needs. Similarly, skill professional level 4, then he is a senior manager, general manager level. He must be able to advocate long sustaining change before being forced by events. Must be able to encourage others to think out of the box. Must be able to lead and support change initiative that creates value for the organizations. And must be able to build internal capacity by grooming change agents. So see the things required in the innovations and all that are also explained over here in professional level. If you see 1 or 2 enabling behaviors and display here for your benefit, just I'm reading. Enabling by initiate continuous improvement, product processes, refers to benchmark and evaluate new ideas, thinks out of box. These are the behaviors people see in that person, and that being monitored by the seniors, and then based on that professional level get developed, they mark. Similar discipline behavior, afraid of failure and avoid change, not taking risks, stays in comfortable zone or comfort zone, not able to adapt the developments and context, takes a short-term and view of solution. These are the behaviors. If anybody exhibiting, then he cannot be a good innovator, a good transformer person. So this just I wanted to show one of the competency for your understanding. and most of the organization, good organization, will have competency framework. Maybe the tabular form may be different, but what I mean to say, that everybody, the person who is joining organization must know this thing, and then able to know where what is the role correct, what is the role required, and what are the expected from the organization, and that will make the person who is entering in the organization his life more satisfied, more successful, and more enjoying. That is what I meant to say. So if this is what I am concluding now. If you have any questions, I am open to you, and please keep unmute your questions, and I will able to reply on this. I hope I have made the thing clear. Once again, I thank Dr. Narayan and Dr. Savitri also, and Mr. Sriraman for giving me opportunity. Yeah.
Sir, nice listening to you.
Yeah.
Very
Thank
nice
you,
perspective.
thank you. I
Very
hope
nice.
I made the thing clear, slightly heavier for
Yeah.
the commerce students, but
Yeah,
although
yeah.
it will create curiosity among them, and
That's
they will
right.
understand this is also one of the important dimension they should learn.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Sir, let me set the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, of course, competency development is very, very important for an individual to come up in the ladder in any organization for that matter. That is at the individual level.
Right.
Even at the corporate level, it is the responsibility of the organization to map the competency level of the individuals, okay, or the employees, and then facilitating some training programs so that they can develop their competencies in the required field.
Very right. Yeah.
Of course, I mean, both the things keep happening now.
Yeah.
But of late, we have started talking more about gig economy, GIG, gig economy. People just come and stay for a while in an organization, complete the assignment, and leave the organization. How do you look at this scenario? What will be the role of the organization in terms of developing the competency in a gig economy like this?
Yeah, yeah. So nowadays, there are the learning bites started, in the organization. So there are digital, because of the digital advantage. Many organizations started, giving capsules for learning and development in the bites form.
Yeah.
1 point lesson form. And now learning is not the push based, it is pull based basically.
Okay.
The organization, the employee join, and based on his own aspiration and his own desire to grow, they get the bites from the because it is online available now. If I am working in a manufacturing organization, and suppose I am working in the production area, and I am making the manufacturing of certain things, and I am stuck up with one of the area where a defect get generated, then I go to that subject and I learn that bites. This is the root cause of that. Then I try to remove the root cause. So nowadays, because of short duration of the employee, the bites have the small the in form of bites. People have started offering the learning to the people, and that gives gives a lot of advantage to the organization also.
Okay. Okay.
I hope I am clear in this.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Sriraman, we can keep it open to the students. Sriraman, you are on mute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Students, you all can raise your hands. I will call you one by one. Let us start with Rajat Raghu.
So, good morning, sir. It was a really nice session. So, my question is, if you see the current problem faced by the companies is the great resignation, and which is due to the employees are uncomfortable with work from home and the methods, work from home methods, and are not willing to come back to the companies and industries. And so, looking at this condition, should the companies start to come up with the new strategies to keep up their employees? So, your views on this, sir?
Good. You asked the question because this is again Now, based on the company's requirement and types of organization, company has started operating the hybrid model of working. I mean, work from home, work from office, and all that.
Yes.
There are some roles which require to work in a team. There are certain roles which required a lot of interaction, which required to work in office or shop floor, because manufacturing organization cannot work from the home. If a person has to operate a machine or supervise a worker, there it is very difficult. But yes, in case of IT, in all design, all area, there are many companies still. There are people working from home. One of my relative is engineer, electronic engineer, and he is marketing person. He is working from home still. He is with very good company, but he is working from the home. He is dealing with 2-3 markets. He goes to market and come back. He doesn't go to office, but he is delivering good results. So it depends on the types of organization and which role he is performing. There are very senior person working from home only still. They go very rarely offices because they are able to deal online with the people and chat and all the things. Social sites also helping them.
Yeah.
So coming to your question, it depends. Yes, it has given a good advantage to the overall infrastructure requirement of the organization. Because of this socialization on various sites, people have started taking advantage of working from home. And people, the second question is, you want to say people want to work from home and they're being called by the office. That is the organization requirement. So
Yes.
the person has to align with that requirement. If he wants to work from home, then I think there are many options will be available from him to select the career and accordingly has to develop, right?
Yes.
Because again, I told the competency is underlying characteristic of a person. If underlying characteristic motive is to work from home, then he cannot build that competence in that area. Okay. So it is underlying characteristic of person. Competency is underlying characteristic. He can develop other competency. I don't say because he is good in other area. He can develop that. So if underlying characteristic is working from home, but the organization required to perform in the job area, in the shop area or office area, then he has to align or he will get dissatisfied.
Yes. Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Right. Right.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Rajat. Kalimuthu, please ask your question.
Okay, sir. So, good morning, sir. First of all, thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. Sir, my question is, as an yearly manager, supposed to do a lot of task every day, sir. So, which one is the best, sir? Upskilling their knowledge or reskilling their knowledge?
If I come to your question, I am slightly unclear, but let me tell you, early managers, first thing is entering in any institute or organization, understand the people and understand the business. Understand the customers first before starting any work. And this can be done by observation, interaction with the people, intervention seniors. At least for 1 month, he has to listen the things. He has to talk to people and try to understand what is the role, what is expected from him. That will give more insight for his role and performance. Okay. Mr. Kalimuthu.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Vaidya, you can ask your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. A very good afternoon, sir. This is
Yeah.
Vidya from Second MBA.
Yeah.
Thanks for the enlightening session, sir.
Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Most of the large-scale business organizations are following a centralized decision-making system. And this has created a sense of misunderstanding among the both levels, that is the lower-level management and middle-level management, as they are not being the part of decision-making process. And this has created a lot of attrition, because attrition is the talk of the town and people are leaving the organization because they are no more in a position to voice out their ideas or opinion. So what is your take on this, sir?
If such kind of organization, then there are autocratic organizations, let me tell you, because there are many organizations are coming with the various platform where they try to get voice of the both type communication, upward communication, downward communication, and a lot of chat and all that. Many seniors are now coming and doing chat every week, every month to the junior staff. understand the voice of them, internal customers, and try to modify the systems. So if what I mean to say, if any organization which is only the decision being taken by top, then I think it will have the if the employee will not be engaged, and the attrition rate will be very high there. So based on the organization structure and based on the talent available in the organization, the decision tree has to be made by the organization and has to follow. This is my opinion. If you cite any example of any organization, then I can also give more insights. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Dvaitya. Mahalingam, you can ask.
So good afternoon, sir. My name is Mahalingam, first
Yeah.
MBA, sir.
Yes, Malingam.
So I have a doubt, sir. So within a year or two, we'll be passing out. So we'll be entering the industries. So according to you, which and all a top important 5 skills which we should be working on, sir?
So, Mr. Malingam, you are doing commerce, or which area you are MBA, which field you are doing?
Sir, marketing and operations, sir. Planning to opt for it.
Marketing and operations, right? You did your fundamental foundation BCom or BE, or which you did?
BBA, sir. BBA.
BBA. Okay, okay. So after 2 years you entering in the field. So
Yes.
first thing, what kind of organization you are choosing? Because there are many, there are IT company, there are manufacturing, there are product oriented companies, there are service oriented companies. So based on that, you have to identify the competencies required for the earlier years. So in marketing and operations, if we see, then again leadership competency, that is supervisor skill, if handling the team, then teamwork required, then interpretation of data, and understanding markets, understanding customers. There are 2-3 things required. This is what I mean to say. So if I will summarize, then the thing is, if you are entering in the marketing field, then market center, what kind of product is there, what type of customer is there, and understanding customer behavior, and what are the competition and challenges are there, that you have to know first. Just observe, learn, and then make your path accordingly. If you are entering operations, then in operations there are processes. Understand product processes, what are the people involved, make a team, and team handling. These are the things required for you. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I hope I have made clear, not confuse you. Malingam.
No, sir, you're being clear.
Yeah, okay.
Clear, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kribakaran, you can ask.
Sir.
Yeah, Karuvakaram. Tell me.
It was a wonderful session, sir. This is Kirbaran from second MBA. And my question was, in the globalized era, which competence is most often ignored?
Sorry, I couldn't get you. Competencies most commonly ignored.
In the globalized era, which competency is most often ignored?
Often ignored.
Yeah. So if you see the now life is changing very fast, technology changing very fast. So the keeping update with the environment, existing environment, and changing self, keeping the global mindset in mind, that is normally ignored, because life, the outside world is changing very fast. So how to get outside in and cope up with that change is normally ignored, because that required a lot of survey, a lot of analysis, understanding, and keep ear and eye open for that field we are working. If a person is able to know this outside world easily, because it is very dynamic at political area, at the geochemical area, every area it is very much the dynamic. So it required very challenging person to know this and cope up with that. I hope this is what I would like to answer this.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Darshan, you can ask your question.
Good morning, sir.
Morning,
The
Darshan.
session was really wonderful, sir. Myself, Darshan, first MBA, sir.
Yeah.
So my question is that now a lot of engineering colleges, I myself is I'm an engineering graduate, sir. A lot of engineering colleges in the core branches, they do not have core companies for placement, sir. Most of the 90% of the companies are IT companies, sir. So how do IT companies manage this huge influx of potential employees from all the branches, sir? What are the challenges those managers face, sir?
So their Darshan, their onboarding process is very strong because every engineer has generic competencies are already there. So based on that organization, their own product process and values and vision, they try to groom initial years, and they identify who is going to get engaged properly, because there are many people are also willing. See, in initial year of the career, we don't know where we are good and we are bad. Unless we experiment the things, we don't know. So you experiment, then you feel, aha, this is good for me, which you are not seen earlier or not visualized earlier. So many students also entering in the field, or many the engineers completing their education and entering in the field of work, and then they feel good about IT also. And IT is also welcoming the engineers, mechanical engineers, because they have many things on the plate to offer to them also. So this is the way of people get engaged. And initial years, company identify who are engaging and not engaging, and accordingly they make the path. For not engaging people, they have different role to play. They have different role to offer also in future, because company is expanding. Okay, because personal traits are different. Other than only knowledge, there are good behavior indicated by the people. Accordingly, they place in the role. So never mind, if you go in the IT field also, there are many things, many challenges, and you will love also that once you start the learning and grooming with the people and developing and getting along with the seniors. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keshav, we can go ahead with your question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Keshav.
Good morning, sir. I'm myself Keshav from First MBA. Session was really good, sir. I got some valuable insights on that. And my question is, it's not a question, sir. It's a situation. So if the experienced guy is hired in a company, and after a month they feel that his competency level is low, so they didn't give any training program, and suddenly they just fired the guy. So what could be the reason for that, sir? And is the decision is right, sir?
See, Keshav, the right or wrong, I'm not able to say right now. But what I mean to say, within 1 month of this thing, then organization may not be the right organization for that person, or organization might have some challenges. Okay, that is what I'm doing. Because selection is very important criteria. If selection criteria during selection the person the organization has not played good role, then such situation comes. So the person who is entering in organization and coming out within 1 month, he should not get dissatisfied, because there are many things organization has to do to engage the person to get on board properly. Okay. Only person has to what he has to do, that he has to listen the people, he has to respect the people initial 1 month, and what is expected from he has to be very, very clear. If he is clear, then he need not to worry, because there are many organizations, many employees might have joined along with him, and if he happening with everyone, then it is wrong with the organization. But happening with him, then he has to align properly. He has to listen, he has to respect, he has to see whether he is fitting, and what kind of behavior he exhibited during the 1 year, that also makes the difference So this is
Okay,
again
sir.
point of reflection for the person who is joining. Okay, from organization
Yes,
point
sir.
also there is
Okay,
a
sir.
mistakes, but the person who is joining and he makes he might have made some mistake initial month, so he has to reflect upon. He should not make the similar mistake from next organization.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah, this is a long subject.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not able to
Thank you.
give a short answer. But unless we see the person to person, what are
Sure,
the
sir.
problem, will be very difficult to coach right now on the web. Yeah.
Sir, we have a question
Okay, sir.
by
Yeah.
Siddharth. He's asking, tell us about a time when we get influenced by the outcome of a project by taking a leadership role.
Sorry, will you please come again, Doctor, Professor?
Tell us about a time when we get influenced by the outcome of a project by taking a leadership role.
Okay. So, what I got, the question is that a person is going leadership role, and whether any project deliver or not, and when he will get influence on that the delivery. That is what he want to ask, right, sir?
Yeah, that's what it's in the lines.
Yeah. So basically, in any project, there are timeline, there are key result areas, there are objectives. In the leadership role, if any project has delivered certain things, any intern or any subordinate or in himself also a project deliver the role, then he will definitely get influence. So project has got delivery results. I mean to say, in initial when the start project, then this has to be any organization has to make clear what is expected from that project and what are the timelines, what are the 3 key deliverables. If these are the thing clear, then the influencing will be automatically, because results speaks louder than words. Right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I hope I made clear.
Sir, I have a question. How credible are these background verification agencies?
Well, it just shows whether the person has any criminal record and all that things. Otherwise, they are not much, and company doesn't give more value to that. Company only gives for senior role and all that. They any criminal records, all that, and the people who doesn't say something differently in the CV and delivering something, though the mismatch is there, then they understand it. But they validate while personal interview. In PI, all these can be validated, and reference check also another tool which normally company is utilizing. So this is only one tool people utilizing a third party agency, but most of the company never rely only one tool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I had a situation where during my industry days, one executive joined from a multinational company.
Okay.
And finally, when we went for background verification, actually, he has not completed his degree.
Okay.
But working in that multinational company for almost 5 years.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
After 6 months, we had to take a call.
Okay. So that again, it might be happening. I have not come across this thing, but yes, there are the junior people, or there are labor related companies. There the people submitting wrong Aadhaar card and all that happening nowadays, but that
Yeah.
can be checked.
Okay.
But wrong degree and all that, I think very rare cases maybe. I have not come across such thing.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
There are no more questions, sir. Shall
Okay.
we wrap it, sir?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I thanks for your entire team and batch of the students for asking very wonderful questions. And this topic is slightly heavy, I understand, because this is for commerce student or engineering students.
Yeah.
This is normal required for the person who are entering in the organization. But although I thought, let me raise some eyebrows so people understand what is expected in the future and what companies are doing, many companies. So I shared this small talk. I hope it will be useful for the students. So thank Dr. Narayanan, Director, and Dr. Savitri and Professor Sriraman, an entire team of your DJ Committee of Managers Excellence, and students also. And you can also welcome for any further requirement from my side. I will be happy to deliver presentation to you in future. Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Many thanks for joining us, sir. Thank you very much. It was so nice listening to you.
Thank you, sir.
We will stay connected.
Yeah.
So
sure.
over to Sriraman for formal vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. It was very nice session, enriching session. Now let me invite Sukumar, our first MBA student, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, all. On behalf of DJ Academy for Managerial Excellence, I would like to thank our today's speaker, Mr. Bharatkumar Mewada, for sparing his valuable time with us today. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to thank our beloved director, Dr. HV Narayanan, sir, for his continuous encouragement and support. I would like to thank our faculty members, students of DJAME, and all other participants for attending today's Corporate Connect. Thank you all and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.